My sister clutched her chest and gasped, "It's my heart condition," right after I caught her stealing from my mother's purse. I watched her hand freeze halfway out of Mom's leather handbag. 3 crisp $100 bills folded between her fingers. The purse sat on the kitchen counter where Mom had left it before going upstairs to take her medication. My sister Vanessa didn't know I'd come back early from work, didn't know I'd walked through the side door, didn't know I'd been standing in the hallway for 15 seconds, watching her rifle through our mother's belongings like a thief. When I cleared my throat, her whole body went rigid. Then came the performance. Her left hand flew to her chest, her face contorted in what was supposed to look like pain, and she let out this dramatic gasp. The money was still in her other hand, visible to both of us, undeniable evidence. But instead of acknowledging what I'd just witnessed, instead of apologizing or explaining, she doubled down on the theatrics. "My heart," she whispered, voice trembling. "I think I'm having an episode. Can you get my pills?" I'd been managing Mom's finances for 8 months, ever since her Alzheimer's diagnosis made it clear she couldn't handle her own accounts. My mother had worked as a high school teacher for 38 years. She'd saved carefully, built up a comfortable retirement fund. The diagnosis came 3 weeks after her 72nd birthday, delivered by Dr. Raymond Foster, a neurologist who spoke in careful, measured tones about cognitive decline and progressive memory loss. Mom took the news better than I did. I remember her squeezing my hand, saying she was glad she had family to help her. At the time, I thought she meant me and Vanessa equally. I didn't know yet that only one of us would actually help, and the other would see her vulnerability as an opportunity. Vanessa had been living with Mom for 6 months before the diagnosis, claiming she needed time to get back on her feet after her 3rd divorce. She'd moved into the guest bedroom with 2 suitcases and a story about her ex-husband clearing out their accounts. Mom had welcomed her with open arms, never questioning. I'd visited every Sunday for dinner, bringing groceries and helping with yard work, and Vanessa always seemed to be there, playing the devoted daughter role perfectly. She'd make Mom's favorite meals, organize her medications, drive her to appointments. From the outside, it looked like she was being helpful. I told myself I should be grateful that Mom wasn't alone all week while I worked 50-hour weeks. Looking back, I can see all the red flags I ignored, because I wanted to believe my sister had finally grown up. The first strange detail I noticed was 3 months in. I'd set up online access to Mom's accounts and reviewed the statements every week. That's when I saw the ATM withdrawal for $800 from a location I didn't recognize. Mom didn't drive anymore, so she couldn't have made it herself. When I asked Vanessa about it, she explained that Mom had asked for cash to pay the lawn service guy who only took cash. The explanation seemed reasonable. I told myself it was nothing, just Mom maintaining her independence. But my stomach had dropped when I first saw that transaction, some instinct telling me something was wrong. The second incident happened 5 weeks later during Sunday dinner. Mom mentioned that she was worried about money, that she felt like she was spending more than usual, but couldn't remember what she was buying. I pulled up her account and walked through the recent transactions. Most were normal: utility bills, insurance, groceries. But there were 3 cash withdrawals in 2 weeks, each for $500, all from ATMs in the neighborhood where Vanessa's ex-husband lived. When I asked Mom about them, she looked confused, said she didn't remember making any withdrawals. She turned to Vanessa, who was washing dishes, and asked if she knew anything. Vanessa dried her hands and explained patiently that Mom had asked her to withdraw the cash for various things: a donation to the church, a gift for a friend, cash for emergencies. Mom nodded like that made sense, but I could see the uncertainty in her eyes. She didn't remember, but she trusted Vanessa enough to accept the explanation. I started keeping closer watch after that. Set up alerts for any transaction over $200. Check the balance every morning. The withdrawals continued, sometimes weekly, sometimes twice a week. Always cash, always between $300 and $800. When I added them up over 3 months, the total was over $15,000. That had simply disappeared, with only vague explanations from Vanessa. I tried to rationalize it. Mom's medication was expensive. Maybe there were medical bills. Maybe the house needed repairs. Maybe I was being paranoid, watching too closely, not trusting my sister when she was actually helping. I wanted to believe there was a reasonable explanation, because the alternative was too ugly to consider. The alternative meant my sister was stealing from our elderly mother, who could barely remember what she'd eaten for breakfast. Full story is linked below or on my channel.